want to say these are the brightest lights I've been under right now. But I'm going to tell a story about how 30 seconds actually led me to being up under the brightest lights I have ever been up under. So I am prior military, so of course, since I was kidnapped from Connecticut and transferred to Birmingham, everything's been a little hazy. I ended up in a Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri in 2003. Fast forward, I got put to Lexington, Virginia in 2006, and it was no better, no worse than Missouri, except there was only 10 of us Air Force people there. So I had the bright idea. I was like, I'm gonna go back to Missouri because it was so much more fun, and it wasn't, I only had more friends. I get on the road and it's a 13-hour drive in my Chevy Impala, and I'm actually going to see an old fling also. And so with my unresolved anger issues and my happy-go-lucky mood when I get a few drinks in me, I didn't end up with the guy that I was attracted to because he said he wasn't looking for a relationship. So I did the next best thing. Someone gave me a text and I said, okay, I'll come over, but I'm not gonna do anything. And so I thought. So I say, as I'm there in his apartment, and I'm like, I don't wanna, and I have second thoughts. I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go back because I don't want you either. And I said, no, I don't wanna have sex because I'm going to get pregnant. And it's the famous last words, of course, ladies. So we're there, and he's like, you're not going to get pregnant. And I was like, well, you don't have a condom, so I don't know how you think this is going to work. And so, like I said, 30 seconds led me to seeing the brightest lights I've ever saw. Now I'm there, and I'm looking at the time, and it's 7:30. And by the time we finished, and I looked back at the time, it was still 7:30. So he's done, and I'm done, and I'm like, that's it. And I get up and walk to the bathroom. I come back, get in the bed, and go to sleep. A few days later, this is one day after Thanksgiving, I remind you. And I head back in a few days to Virginia. And December 4th rolls around. And just like the military, I am tight on my clock, especially my monthly. And I was like, whoa, I'm usually being a day late, and I'm supposed to be here on December 3rd. December 4th rolls around, and still nothing. Not a drop, not a red dye, not nothing. I'm nervous, and I gathered 3 pregnancy tests. And I hold those pregnancy tests until they say pregnant until the battery dies, a week or 2 later. And it still was saying pregnant. I go to the gynecologist and he says, supposedly you had such and such, you had sex around this day. I said, no, it was November 27th, about 7:30. I'm quite clear, I'm positive. He said, well, a lady knows, and that really pissed me off. Fast forward, I have narrow hips apparently. I'm laying on the table and I'm into emergency C-section, almost an emergency. I asked for the epidural like 6 hours because I wasn't making it. I was trying to go natural. And they rolled me into this room. It didn't seem too bright. But he says, he looks at me, he says, Miss Towns, do you mind if we have some medical students in there? I was like, no, that's fine. But I had never had a C-section. So the next thing I know, they have my legs on this thing and they open them up wide. Trigger warning. Sorry, I wasn't one. And then all of a sudden these halogen lights just pop on and say, okay, we're going to begin. And next thing I know, they pull the sheet up and everything's showing. And those were the brightest lights I have ever been under. Wow.